Well, the idea for the company happened in November 2011, but really it goes back further than that because I knew I wanted to work for myself and to run my own enterprise. And I, at the time, was doing so. I was a commercial photographer, and my brother at the time, he'd been brewing for probably a year and a half, and he had crossed that threshold where he was really going into it. You know, we were texting a lot about ideas, and he said, look, I know that this is what I'm going to do with my life. You have this business talent. That sounds silly. You have this business experience, and you have an eye for design and branding and marketing, and I just want to make the best beer on the planet. My name is Peter, and I am the co-founder and business director of Bissell Brothers Brewing Company.
I'm Noah Bissell. I'm the co-founder and brewer at Bissell Brothers Brewing in Portland, Maine. I was a sophomore in college and moved down here between sophomore and junior year to Portland and lived with my brother, and that was the first time I had lived away from a dorm. So I'd been wanting to homebrew for a while, so living in an actual apartment finally gave me the opportunity to do that, and made some just god-awful beer, and but kept going at it. I lived in an apartment that my next year in school then, and just the bug kept kind of biting me a little harder.
I met Noah Bissell, the head brewer, 2 years ago. He was a student in college, and he came to the bar where I work with his friends, and he just really seemed like a nice kid with a lot of beer knowledge. My name is Seth, and I am the general manager of Bissell Brothers Brewing in Portland, Maine. Noah started bringing me his home brew. I had one sip and was like, wow, man, this is better than A, B, and C already out there, and I believe in this wholeheartedly. If you really want to do a brewery, I think that's amazing. I already think you've got a great product.
I knew that I really liked this brewing thing, but I was 3 years into a psychology degree at Farmington, so it was kind of a little late to steer the course of the ship at that point. And Peter, my brother, was kind of getting sick of the monotony of a wedding every single week. I certainly had no guaranteed job future, so we started sort of talking, and he knew how passionate I was about beer and how serious I was about making it, and he was kind of looking for a change, and we kind of said, well, that might be sort of a fun thing to do.
This is essentially starting a factory, so we were two young guys that had no background whatsoever in that, so it's a lot of learning. You kind of look to these milestones as, okay, first we closed our investment round, and then we finalized the bank loan. But those things don't happen linearly. You know, people don't just get out, say, oh, you need to do this, well, you've got time to do this. Everything's happening, you're juggling a bunch of moving pieces. And yeah, I mean, like, we were paying rent on this space, so it was basically just an expensive garage. And, but we had to have it because we got the equipment that we needed, like the boiler. If we didn't jump on the spot, someone else was gonna get that. So yeah, there was times when I'm thinking, you know, this is just so crazy. But looking back, it doesn't even seem that bad because there's always new challenges. And as you hit each of these milestones, you realize, well, what am I really capable of? If we did that, two guys with no financial background, we're able to convince people that this is an awesome idea, which it is, and get people to invest, and then, you know, do a bank loan with basically no collateral. We just found a bank that really believed in our idea. Okay, we did that, so then when we launch and there's a problem with equipment in the middle of the night, okay, we can do this.
I think the biggest thing that makes us what we are is that we have full control of this entity as a company. We make the beer ourselves, we package it ourselves, and we distribute and sell it ourselves. Until that keg gets dropped off, everything about that beer, except for the malting and hop growing, obviously have been totally in our control. And the kind of traditional way for a brewery to go about business is get a distributor, because they'll have an easier time getting you into more places because they already have a foundation there. But for us, we kind of said, who's going to sell our beer better than ourselves?
We can't make enough beer to satisfy the demand for it, so it's about picking and choosing where it goes, trying to juggle like 50 relationships with 50 different places. The business plan, as we wrote it, is working, so to speak. So the company is profiting. We obviously have debt to work out, but that's managed, and our investors are happy, our bank's happy. You know, we've got a lot of good press in a short time.
I think what I've learned is sort of, you know, this balance that specifically Pete and Noah keep between being properly educated, being prepared, and inserting creative license, you know, all throughout this process. My name is Josh, and I am the company seller man, which is essentially a really sort of interesting way of being the utility guy. So, to be honest with you, I've never seen anything like it. I've lived in Portland now for like the past 12 years, and it wasn't until like the past 5 years where we were getting these really cool new breweries coming in and sort of, you know, issuing the creative licenses that Pete and Noah offer. So Portland's ability to sort of open their arms to these new ideas and these new concepts and introducing new styles of beer, and it's all seemed pretty warmly received.
Craft beer is hot right now, but this is about, well, you know, this is our life's work. So it's not about, it's certainly about getting off the ground, but it's about where is this company going to be in 20 years? How do we stay on the cutting edge? How do we stay innovative? And for us, the biggest thing is maintaining our flexibility and maintaining our independence. Not taking any outside partnerships that are unnecessary. If they text me for beer or call me for beer, we're the ones there delivering, troubleshooting, and patronizing. You know, we serve beer to the places we like to go. I want these places to succeed because they're key to my business succeeding. But I mean, you know, we need more of these guys, so we put a down payment on the next one kind of before we were ready. You know, that money was nice in our account, but no, let's put the down payment on that. Again, a tough choice, because to really maximize this business into everything that it can be, both culturally and financially, we have to grow. We can't make nearly enough beer right now. So that's the mentality we're going to go forward with. It's never just going to be smooth sailing. I said to Noah the first day that we canned, I said we did it. This is as far as the business plan goes, and we did what we said we were going to do in the way that we said we were going to do it. So the future is, it's like, how do you want to steer this ship? Because there's nothing more in the book. It's kind of like, all right, we're done with that. How do we want to steer this, and what direction do we want it to go in?